Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another video. Today we're comparing these two beautiful Les Pauls. Les Paul Studio 96 versus a Les Paul Traditional from 2016. Let's go! So, welcome back. Today we're comparing these two guitars. And I know it's not the fairest of the comparisons because they come from different years. But I wanted to give you a brief overlook of the general differences that you may find. Of course, the exterior ones are the most, prominent. I think you can see with your eyes which one has more bling to it, and I mean it's very beautiful because this traditional is really beautiful guitar. There's a nice fling top. It's amazing. But I do love my Studio. I think it's better looking from the back than from the front. It's a beautiful piece of mahogany on the back, and yeah, I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it in the pictures. And it plays like a dream. I mean, it sounds killer. It's a very used guitar, so you can see many signs of use and abuse on it. While this one is a very mint. It has some light scratches and dings, but it's mostly immaculate. So very also they were treated much differently, these two guitars, and it makes sense because the Studio is the guitar that you're supposed to use without too much thinking about it. It's just a guitar that plays, and the construction is of course the same, except the binding and all the bling that there's to it. There's a difference in these years. So the Studio here doesn't have any weight relief in this period. They have now, and it's pretty aggressive. So if it's something that bothers you for whatever reason, the early Studios before 2000, I don't remember exactly when they switched to the weight relief, but in these years they were just the guitar. It's the plain maple cap with a mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard. That's it. In these years, they share the same pickups as the Les Paul Custom. So the pickups are the ones you see on the screen. They sound kind of different, but kind of the same. It depends on the gain. I think these one are set up a little bit higher, and so they have a bit more output than these, but I think that you can get them to sound much closer by lowering the ones on the studio or raising the ones on the traditional. But yeah, the traditional, of course, looks stunning, and it has also a slightly different neck shape. They are both very comfortable. I don't know, they are comparable, but they are not equal. I don't know if it's the width of the nut. Now I'm noticing that the headstock is a little bit different. I think that the thickness is the same. While it's not, it's actually not the same, because the traditional is thicker, just a tiny bit, but it is thicker. The carve is comparable. I think that actually the studio has a little more carve to it than the traditional, for whatever reason. It's a little more emphasized, and maybe that's why it seems that the studio is actually thinner. It's hard to see on the traditional because of the binding. And I have to say, the binding on the fretboard feels great. I didn't know about it because I have always played studios and Les Pauls without the binding. And yeah, the binding is nice, and I think it's a nice addition that if you haven't noticed, the new studios come with the binding on the fretboard, and yeah, I think that's something that makes the guitar plays well. It doesn't it's okay without it, but it's of course much more premium feeling with the binding. As far as sound goes, I don't have a preference. I think that the studio is set up for a specific genre. I use it for kind of hard rock, heavy riffs and stuff like that, and a little bit of soloing, of course, but it has a little bit thicker strings on the. It has 10 to 52s, while the traditional is equipped with 10 to 46s. And I think that makes it a little bit more playable, especially for soloing and stuff like that. But I really do love this guitar. This 96 one is a stunning guitar, plays like a dream. So there is also the affection that I have to it. But objectively, I think the traditional sounds more traditional. I mean, it's much more creamy sounding. It has the difference between the neck and the bridge is more prominent than it is on the studio. But yeah, I think that these are two different guitars for two different people. Of course, the price difference is significant. Also on the used market, it is. But I mean, if you want to go full in and get a Les Paul, I think that the traditional or the standard, if you're thinking about a standard, it's the way to go if you're searching for that sound. If you are thinking about some more heavy stuff, the fact that these pickups were in the Les Paul Custom, which is a very, very used guitar in metal, for example, yeah, I think that you should consider these studios, especially thinking about the fact that they are much less expensive, and you can find them on the used market. They literally throw them at you, especially the ones from the 2005 to up until recent. The early ones are a bit more expensive because people realized that they were made with really nice woods, and it's considered the good wood era from Gibson. But for example, this traditional is a very nice guitar, and it's from the considerably the worst period from Gibson. But the traditional is one of the guitars that is in the category of bad periods from Gibson, and it's still a very, very stunning guitar, a very fun, and yeah, plays like a dream, sounds amazing. So it's really up to you what you want. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe if you want to support me, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.